The EU is warning that the risk of wildfires is growing further east in Italy and Greece. The Greek island of Lesbos is already dealing with one. Authorities advised people in the seaside town of Flomari to leave their homes. With the global climate crisis, wildfires are threatening to become the new normal for so many parts of Southern Europe. Joining me now is senior researcher at the National Observatory of Athens, Theodore Giannaros. I want to thank you for joining us on the program as we continue really to watch in horror what's unfolding in Europe. But beyond this current crisis, there is an ominous future here on many levels. I want to start with what's happening right now in Spain and France, because you point out that these fires are in many ways creating their own dangerous storms. Can you explain that for us, how it works? I know you had an analogy to a campfire, which might help everyone understand.
Yeah, exactly. So when we talk about these wildfires that we are witnessing across Europe in the past few days, especially the one that affected the region of Bordeaux in France, we are not talking for a simple extreme wildfire. We are talking, in fact, for what we call in meteorology a coupled fire atmosphere system. So basically, the fire produces that heat that is possible to create its own weather that eventually manifests itself through the creation of a storm-like cloud. It's basically a storm cloud that has the same structure as the clouds that produce the thunderstorms, but this one is created by the fire. And when this happens, you have the initiation of a feedback loop between the fire and the atmosphere. The fire modifies the atmosphere, then the atmosphere feeds back to the fire behavior at the surface, and this creates a vicious circle with very severe implications for those operating in the ground. You have very strong wind gusts, erratic winds changing directions abruptly. You have strong updrafts that prohibit planes from attacking the fire. And altogether, it is a very dangerous situation. And it often, if not every time, it is very difficult to directly attack these fires. So the only chance you have when we have these pyroconvective events is to actually monitor the situation and identify the windows spatially and temporally when you can actually defend the fire and contain it.
And made all the more dangerous, right? Because it's difficult to predict and difficult to contain. We have seen some terrifying escapes in Europe, not just this year, but last year as well, that you can't really give people the notice that they need to evacuate. We've seen so many terrifying escapes.
Yeah, this is exactly why we need to shift our attention more to the local communities, because when we talk about civil protection and protecting the communities, we need to start from bottom and go back to the top. So we need to engage more with the people. We need to engage more with drill exercises on what we do in the case of a wildfire. We need also to educate people in how they defend their own houses, how they create the buffer zones in order to be protected. And if we have to be honest, we also need to say that on certain occasions, it could be much safer, especially in the Mediterranean, the way we have built our houses. It could be much safer on certain occasions to stay in-house rather than try to escape. But for all this to work properly, we need to educate the communities, and we need to also learn from the communities.
Yeah, the picture that you painted is really terrifying, because if you've got fire all around you, you're actually saying that in some cases, if the home is well built, that is your safe harbor. You are to stay home and not try and escape. I want to ask you about the context going forward for Europe. I know you study this, you're a researcher. Did you think these fires would be this extreme in Europe in your lifetime, even though you've been at this for many, many years?
I believe yes, and I think we have to say that this is the new normal. We are going to experience it. I mean, in fact, in Europe, less than a year ago, we experienced the worst fire season ever recorded, with more than 1 million hectares of land burned. So it is definitely getting very much worse. But I want to be precise about what climate change, for instance, is doing here. Climate change is setting just the stage for the fire. It does not light the fire. It's still human activity and the land management choices of decades that create those pictures today. So in the way forward, I would say that we need to reconsider more about prevention and less about suppression, because suppression deals with the problem when the fire ignites. It does not address the vulnerability that led these fires started. But in terms of fire weather, Unfortunately, our climate projections and all the research that has been conducted, not only across Europe but globally, shows that conditions are going to get worse and worse every year. We're going to have more heat, more drought-stressed vegetation, tinted dry fuels, and all these are the ingredients that would allow a fire that will ignite in a region to grow large and probably catastrophic.
And we will await more programs that deal with, as you said, that prevention, so that we're getting to these, really dramatic suppression operations that are going on throughout Europe at this hour. Theodore Giannaros, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.